and welcome. My name is Kristen Wilson, and I represent Jack Consulting. We're leading outside the box. A little history about Jack. Jack Consulting is an American-based firm that specializes in educating, equipping, and encouraging managers for their assignments abroad. Working abroad brings unique and diverse situations, and our goal at Jack is to equip our clients with the skills and tools needed to succeed. Our inside-out mindset focuses on connecting and influencing cultures. At Jack, we do this through teaching cultural intelligence, otherwise known as EQ. At Jack Consulting, we focus on teamwork, using those CQ strategies that best fit the country or region. Countries such as Costa Rica, Germany, Greece, and Sweden. Today, I'm going to primarily focus on Sweden. Sweden has many similarities to the US, but some poignant differences. I will be going over the 6 cultural dimensions, as well as some cultural practices and best leadership practices to be had within the country of Sweden. The Hofstede cultural dimensions consist of 6 different categories. These categories help us understand the underlying values that drive interactions within a country. And like I said, there are 6: power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertain avoidance, long-term orientation, and indulgence. In the next few slides, I will go over important information to know about these 6 cultural dimensions that influence how business is done within the country of Sweden. First off, we have power distance. As you can see, compared to the US, Sweden has a score of 31, which means it has a low power distance score. Being a leader in Sweden, because of this low power distance score, you must focus on equality. Equality is so important to the country of Sweden that they have developed a plush social welfare system, and this system has reduced the wealth gap and brought equality to the society. Another thing to consider when in Sweden is titles do not hold value. So a person's manager or executive title doesn't hold the same weight as it does like here in the United States. This is a good trait in the fact that it opens up communication lines between all levels within a company. Individualism. Sweden's score is similar to the United States. It's pretty high. This might surprise you, being that in the last slide I talked about them having a plush social welfare system. However, for Sweden, independent thinking is highly important, and the sharing of ideas holds great value. Also, to take in consideration as far as merit, one owns achievements. A person wants to be measured based on their own achievements versus the collective groups. Masculinity. This particular category is probably the most differential between the US and Sweden. Of all the countries measured, Sweden has the lowest masculinity score, which means they hold more value in liking what you do versus accomplishing things. It's more important to have a caring and harmonious attitude. So it's important to keep these traits at the forefront when interacting with your employees in Sweden. Also, it is highly important because of those values that focus be given to work-life balance. They have fun, enjoy their family, they work hard, health is important, and they need time with friends. So as a leader, you must cultivate an inclusive culture. Take great care in being flexible and offering compromise. Uncertainty avoidance. Sweden has a score of 29 versus US's 46. What this means is that they're kind of lenient and lax. They're slow to make decisions. So be prepared to have several meetings to discuss a topic before ever coming to a conclusion. Also, it's important to know, avoid absolutes. While the Swedes love facts and information and data, they like to take their time and go through a process of gathering it. So avoid making stances until all the information is gathered. Long-term orientation. Sweden scored a 53 versus US 26. Long-term orientation is also referred to as Confucian's dynamicism or East versus West thinking. Since the Swedes score is in the 50s, this means they're middle of the road. So going into the country, you'll need to be flexible and adaptable to both Eastern ways of thinking as well as Western ways of thinking. And finally, the last of 6 is indulgence. Swedes like to relax and enjoy life. They focus on the positives in life. And so they have a way of keeping things positive in business as well in life. So in your interactions within Sweden, always have a positive, upbeat energy about you. Now that you're more equipped with the cultural dimensions in Sweden, let's focus on the types of leadership that best suit the country. The leadership styles that best suit Sweden are the coaching and team approach. Within the team approach, your primary goal is to come alongside your employees. This means that you come alongside them to bring out their best potential. In doing this, you avoid directives. Instead, one way you can avoid a directive is by asking a person questions so that you lead them to come to their own conclusion. So you're not directing them, they're making their own decision through the process. As a coach, you're also a facilitator, which means you encourage discussion and feedback. It is very important to give timely and valuable feedback. Also, in the coaching and team approach, you're to support and listen. Listening, this is a key skill no matter where you are. But being a coach and cultivating the team approach, you need to actively listen to those around you. You also, being a part of a team, it's important to share ideas, openly share ideas. And as a coach, you are to assist your employees in developing those ideas. And finally, be direct with communications. Stick to the facts. As I mentioned before, facts and data are important to the Swedes. So when communicating, communicate the facts and also communicate to the individual impacted. No need to go through any sort of upline. Remember, coaching and team approach are about empowering, assisting, collaboration, and flexibility. Keeping a team and coach approach will get you on the right track, but there are a few cultural tips that you need for your leadership journey. Again, cultural intelligence. Be mindful of where you are. Within Sweden, there's a thing called fika, and anytime you're asked, always participate in fika. It's similar to a coffee break where a beverage is served and maybe a light snack, but it's the time in which Swedes engage in social interaction. Also within Sweden, keep positive about the culture. You're in Sweden and need to be respectful of their ways. Like I said earlier, it may take a long time for a decision to be made, but that is their way. That's their culture. Don't get frustrated if a task takes a long time. Keep positive. Also, stick to truths and facts. Don't stretch the truth to get your point across. Facts and information are very important within Sweden. Also, be thoroughly prepared. Always have an agenda. In Sweden, they like to stay on task because meetings may take several occurrences to get through all the information needed to make a decision. So having an agenda keeps the meeting moving forward. There's no time during the meeting for idle chit-chat. That's what fika is for. You're now prepared to take on your assignment as a leader in Sweden. Have a blessed time coaching your team, and feel free to reach out to Jack Consulting anytime along your journey. Remember, lead outside the box. Thank you.